Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to Play the Hits. We just spent an entire goddamn hour, which,
About an hour
yeah.
late here.
So, for all three of our viewers, I know you have no concept of, what our recording schedule is, but because we're, workaday stiffs, we can generally only get, two episodes in a week.
Yeah,
For
basically.
2 hours on one
This
evening. And
this
so
really
we've
kind of
literally
fucked us
lost an
up.
entire episode for this week. How you doing, Max?
Just because I've been better. I'll get better though. But yeah, we've been doing pretty good for what is it, a while last year and beginning of this year, and then I feel like it's kind of a double punch between Discord and Elgato, kind of just inventing problems.
Uh-huh.
Discord kind of just making new ones as they go along with the updates.
Well, and that's the thing. That's literally what happened this time.
Yeah.
It
Well, with
wasn't just
Elgato,
like,
I think was the big culprit of one. I think you figured out for the first time that this thing isn't updating itself.
yeah.
Like,
And because of that, it wasn't playing nice with my NVIDIA drivers. So we began this evening, not being able to record at all. And then we finally were able to record, but we were getting some really weird audio glitches. And my God, just what a nightmare it was to juggle all of those things in one evening. It really felt
what
like...
was the first suggestion that we were getting was roll back your NVIDIA drivers.
Yeah, fuck
which
that.
is,
I shouldn't
really?
have to do that.
No, you shouldn't. That should be Elgato getting their shit together. That's
In
and
fact,
unless
I'm
it was like a
curious
really
now.
shitty, driver update, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering, if my drivers are still there, if I have to update them again,
Or
because
if you,
I think I mentioned to you, but I got this sexy new monitor for my computer with
oh yeah,
G-Sync, and so I, updated my NVIDIA drivers for that, and that seems to be what set off this whole shitstorm.
Yeah. And that was like the selling point for the monitor for you,
Right.
Right.
But now,
Like,
having rolled back the drivers, I'm probably don't have access to G-Sync right now, which, for recording on the
for
Elgato is not going to make a
FF6, I
difference.
think
Yeah.
we're good. Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll have to check that out later and see, one, if I have to re-update my drivers, and then two, when I do, if I'm going to lose the Elgato again.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
which it would kind of suck to have to go back and forth every single time.
No, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
And especially then it seemed like it really bricked your computer for a second. Rolling
Yeah,
back
it
the
did.
drivers
When
or
I rolled
trying
back
to.
the drivers, it just froze everything. So that was fun.
And everything. Oh, and then the headphones. That's right.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
just
and then
like
my headphones.
weird problem after problem that
Just
made
random
no sense.
shit with my headphones where it was only broadcasting certain audio into them. So, who the
And
fuck
Windows
knows?
10, of course, doesn't play nice. Where it's like, yeah, you're getting audio out of your headphones.
Yeah, dude. Just
Yeah.
what
the
this
fuck?
really feels like
Okay,
it did when
are
we
you,
were
like,
first getting all this
almost-
shit figured out.
You're like almost done with their scenario already.
I
Like,
am, yeah.
There's
Fuck you, Bannon.
wow.
They just laid him
They
out.
just like glove slapped him or something. He's just like, oof.
I like how they don't check on Bannon. They just leave him there. And Bannon, ay, ay, ay. Oh, God.
He's like the little robot from Power Rangers.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay. What was that thing called?
Alvin, Arvin, something
Alvin.
like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, God.
I forgot. Okay, so you can't just go straight in. You
Nope.
gotta do this whole thing.
Gotta go through the caves. And I think we can get a pretty decent sword for Terra while we're
really?
here. Yeah, there's like a rune
Yeah.
blade or something.
Have the enemies gotten stronger this time?
Yeah, but
Or-
not enough to
okay.
make a difference. And in
Yeah.
fact, if this were any other
Priest.
game, if this were any other game, this would be a good spot to do some grinding. But even with the Battle of Narsh coming up, I'm not that
Oh
concerned.
no! As long as you're pretty good with the, I mean, I think the Mughal War in the beginning was like a nice test run.
Yeah.
As long as you're not, and I think there's like what 4? Oh no, I think you can position it so that they can't get through no matter what. You just got to make sure none of your parties die.
Yeah. And with this game, the very first time that I even bother to go out of my way to level up is when you get Terra back and you have to go to that Esper cave right outside of Vector to get to the land of the Espers.
Mm-hmm.
There's that
Oh, yeah.
fire cave. The enemies
the
there
fire-
give sick EXP. Even
That's
if you're
true.
not trying, you can level up 5 times just marching through that cave.
Yeah, that is interesting that you right there, like, you're not even quite at the halfway point of the game, and you get the ultimate weapon.
Yeah, but it does jack shit, really, until
you gain a whole bunch of HP, you know.
Now, if you can get some...
Damn it.
Oh, yeah,
I think
I don't even have to look at it at this point.
Oh, you're pretty good, huh?
I think so. Watch me fail it now, but I think I'm good.
Oh, see, I already would have failed it.
Ah, shit, well... Damn. I did fail it, but not because I didn't remember it, but because I took a step in the wrong direction, like an idiot. Like that was entirely on the game and not on me. Or rather, the dash button that's exclusive to this version of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Ted.
So after
Woosley
watching you go through all of that, I will mention that Addie and I are looking to building a computer.
Dude, I would be so excited. Mainly because that would greatly increase the quality of... No offense. It just greatly increase the quality of episodes that you record.
Yeah, I totally get you there. No
like it's not like a question of you're not speaking up or anything like that. It is purely just that an issue of processing power.
Yeah, my laptop is not anywhere close to a gaming laptop. It was definitely medium of the road 5 years ago.
Right.
And not even middle of the road. If we're talking like one end of the spectrum is top class gaming / video editing computer, then mine is like in the bottom 20th percentile. So.
Nice.
It's just not a Chromebook. It's like twice as powerful as a Chromebook. We'll say that.
That being said, I really think that speaks a lot about the level of quality. Why did I wind up back here? I'm wrong.
Is it a different room?
No, this is what I want to be. That we've been able to get out of Play the Hits. Like,
that's true.
We're never going to have like 1 million views or shit like that, but we are like the scrappiest, like, fucking YouTube channel.
We're scrappy, I like that.
Yeah, we just get by on sheer determination. I still edit all of our videos using an old issue of Windows Movie Maker because that's all I know.
Yeah.
And again, they're not Game Grumps, but they sure as shit don't look bad.
I feel like every few months it gets a little better. You know, You learn one new thing. Actually, it's mostly on your end. You're doing all the editing and cutting and stuff, so...
Yeah, I'm pretty much a wunderkind.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you asshole.
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of, like, the latest development here on Play the Hits, I'll have to send you a picture after this episode's over. But I just picked up a new device that finally will let us record old RGB video consoles straight from the source.
What is that?
So you remember when we were trying to do Mario 64 and it looked... I just used that pass-through, and it looked really shitty and stretched on the Elgato. Yeah. So basically this device just interprets its signal into a 640 by 480 signal, and it's like playing it on an old RGB TV. There is like no delay, and the video quality is 100% correct.
Where'd you get that from?
That was another thing that I used my gym rebate for. It's actually called a Retro Tink. And if you don't have a tube TV in your home, I would actually recommend picking one of these up anyways, because what you can do is you can plug in, like I said, basically PS2 generation on down into this thing and connect it to any HDMI television, and it will come in seamlessly. Like, there won't be any weird artifacts, the picture won't look stretched or blurry or jaggy, and there will be, like, assuming your TV has like a decent game mode, there will be no delay from your inputs to what is displayed on the TV. It is perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so that was scenario 1.
Yeah, that was pretty. I gotta say, when you first loaded the save and all I saw was Mog, I was like, wait, what the fuck? What happened to our save? I kind of forgot what was going on.
Meanwhile,
this is fun.
Yeah, I know this. I love this part. And now we're into the good scenarios too. So here's where it gets a lot of fun with Locke and then Sabin. Oh boy.
Man, it's worse than a fucking soldier in Metal Gear
Solid. There we do. We do have the first D-bomb here.
Damn it.
Damn it, gotta get. But again, that makes sense for
That
his
totally
character
makes
and what's
sense. He's
going
he's
on.
in a desperate situation. Yeah.
It's like he's
And-
fucking shit. I gotta fucking get to fucking Narsh. Yeah.
Why did he sound like Shaggy?
Zoinks, man! I gotta get to
Scoop.
Narsh on the fly. Ruh-roh, Lock. Man, Scoobs, I don't know if we're gonna make it, man.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be funny if they just they made a remake of FF6 and they changed like Umaro's character to like a
Right.
Scooby.
Ruh-roh. Kefka starts the light of judgment. Let's see here. It prevents poison. It locks my physical character right now, so.
Oh, he wasn't even paying attention. So you did the whole. Did you refute Bannon like 3
so
times?
many times.
Which disciple was that? Matthew?
Terra is
That,
basically being held against her will right now.
Yeah.
All right,
You
old
refuted
fella.
the homeless crazy priest and got the Genji glove.
Bring me some rum. Oh yeah, not cider, but rum.
Not cider.
Fuck you. Okay, let's go get his rum. Gotta kill a merchant. Actually, no, don't kill him. Steal from him.
You gotta steal.
Gotta steal.
Well, I guess there's a couple
Gotta
different
go
ways to
fast.
solve this, huh?
Wait, there's no elixir in that clock? You're the notorious thief Locke, are you not? Hey, call me a treasure. There's a Woosleyism, or I'll rip your lungs
Rip
out.
your lungs out. Cause yeah, he was pretty. That line was pretty violent in the original, wasn't it? It was just like,
Yeah, I don't know. Are you? I always interpreted something like, "Are you asking for an ass beating, son?"
I love the little avatar.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so did you actually interpret that as woo, or did you all go?
You know what? I did because that's literally because my family is just fucking weird. And that's like what my mom and her sisters would say, like when we're running around as kids naked, and they'd be like woo woo. It's like ah. So I would hear it as woo woo.
Oh, I love your demented childhood.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so much like you had any kind of
No.
real trauma. It's
Oh
just
no,
like
no, not at all.
random weird shit,
That's just my family being like, God damn it.
right?
It's just the things they do that you hope they don't do when friends are over when you're like in middle school.
Yeah. That's pretty much right. So, shit, I had all these great topics of conversation for this evening, and they've all gone out the window
They've
because of all
yeah,
this.
just in
really.
a plume of anger. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, like, I was raging pretty hard. Like, most of my rage on this show is just, like, tongue-in-cheek sort of stuff, but, man, I was getting rightly pissed trying to set this up tonight.
I've been having a lot of computer issues too, and it's just like, I mean, it's a constant thing.
Yeah.
I get it, but I feel like more and more, and especially with us, with this, the Elgato and Discord have been, they've been like righteously fucking us recently,
Right.
in different ways. Again, Discord I think is the more annoying thing for me with the audio issues.
Yeah.
Of course, again, these games I know the music that even right now I can hear the music that's going on in this
Yep.
in this town right now, like Town Under Siege kind of music. But it's still frustrating. And with the Elgato with you is usually a minor annoyance that it just does things by itself.
Yeah.
But tonight it was, I think, definitely the Elgato.
And
that
it was all of it at once too. Like
It was
wasn't just
everything.
one issue. It was like multiple moving pieces that we've kind of slowly started to get the hang of dealing with. But
Mhm.
and technology in general these days, it's just not built to last like it used to be. And I know that's like
No.
us kind of being old men and like looking back on the good old days. But like this isn't like just a conspiracy theory. Like software and hardware developers literally make things that are meant to expire within a few years.
so
that you have to
that
buy
you
new.
buy again, exactly. Batteries being built into the phones,
Mhm.
and these computers that it's really hard to. You got to keep upgrading things, and it kind of slows things down eventually.
Yep.
And it's just like, well, time to get a new one. I know you can be smart about it, and you can make things last longer, but
Yeah.
you're right. It is very much a trade it in, upgrade, get
And
the new one kind of system we have now.
And in fact, when I first began saving up for a new gaming computer, I was dead set on getting a new gaming laptop. And then as I was, in the process of saving and doing my homework and everything, I kind of started to think, why the fuck would I do that? Like, you can't upgrade at all. Like
a laptop.
Yeah. Like
it would be really hard to. It's you can't really do, like, maybe you can upgrade RAM and that's about it. First of all, this merchant is really cheeky, like standing up to an Imperial soldier. Like, you thief. I'm assuming it's
How did he think this was gonna end, man?
Yeah, it's like, dude.
I don't know if the Empire
like
practices like crucifixion, but damn.
Yeah, like, I don't think as a merchant I would be want to be making an example of. So
don't run
like,
your goddamn mouth.
Take
boy.
my rum. I'm sorry. Like, just let me live and have a meager existence as a merchant, please.
Oh yes, sir. And here's my idiot tax. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're gonna run your mouth off to a cadet. Damn.
Speaking of running your mouth off, did you see that Barr is officially being held in contempt of court?
Yes.
That makes me so, like, even if nothing like sticks or comes out of it, I'm just glad that they actually moved to do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's I haven't seen too much of what's going on with that. I've basically just seen the headlines. It's like, okay, so I don't know who started the motion or what's going on.
If you watched any of his interviews, then you would know that he absolutely was in contempt. Like, he was like, these weren't just like news reporters and fellow congressmen like calling him out on his shit. Like, these were actual appointed officials, basically holding him on trial and asking for these documents and notes, and like, can we see them? And his response was like, well, why the hell should you? Like, because now you're fucking appointed for this exact goddamn task, you fat lunatic.
Is something in one of those barrels out there? I mean, it's probably not anything special, like a green cherry or something.
I must have already
been here. Okay.
I think I did a pretty thorough sweep of this town.
I forgot that when you're here in this town, originally, you're free to go wherever you'd like.
Yeah.
But now Mueller actually is taking this into his own hands. He's going to actually
testify, yeah.
Appear, yeah.
And Trump is like terrified of it.
Yeah.
Which always makes me happy. Like, anything that, like, I know that he's above the law and nothing is going to stick. But
basically, yeah. Anything that makes him upset or scared is we're on the right track.
Right, embarrassed. Like, really all you can do is embarrass him, and that's the best you can hope for.
Here's the part they have censored.
Yeah, in every release since the original
version.
Yeah. So,
scenes of torture or violence against something about it. They
well, there were a couple interesting things about Final Fantasy around the early to mid 2000s because of some cultural things in Japan. So, like, they also censored a part of Final Fantasy 12 when Vanille was kidnapped because of apparently some criminal in Japan who was like evading the law and kidnapping and torturing women. So
oh, really?
Yeah, they censored a couple things at the time that actually made it into the English version, strangely enough. Not that Vanille was like not Vanille, Penelo in Final Fantasy 12. She wasn't tortured or anything, but she was kidnapped and held against her will by the Empire for part of that game. And
so I wonder if it was just a timing thing, like when the re-release came out. Even if they weren't super similar, it was just right at a bad time. It's
right. Well, and that's what happened with this one. The GBA version of this game came out in 2008 or so.
2006 or 7.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. And so it was the same exact thing. They just
and even just this
she's
sprite animation of her.
She's not in chains.
Being held up in the chains it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, she's just kind of sitting there. So, in a weird way, this really is, like, even though it's a fan mod, it really is kind of the definitive version of the original game.
I think so. Stuff like that. I get it's like, oh, why should that be so important? It's like, well, that's what they wanted in the game.
Yeah, right.
That was in the spirit of what they wanted, and it's...
The Empire is supposed to look like a bunch of creeps.
Yeah. Oh, I thought she fell.
I thought she did, too. I'm remembering that wrong. Huh.
Interesting. One of those Bernstein Bear kind of things.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we were both like, I even remember the sound effect. The same way
like
you
the
that.
1 step, 2 step, and then fall.
Yeah.
That must happen at some point.
Some point, yeah.
Let's go. Locke gets to play the kind of hero here.
Yeah. Well, the hilarious thing is he really that's how he thinks of it. Like that he's being the big hero here. But when you actually get into battles, Celeste is a badass.
Yeah, right.
Bread too, mumble mumble.
It's the exact line.
Some soup and cheese. Yeah, more soup.
Soupin.
Soup and... Okay, so yeah, Celeste is
She's already at a higher
started.
level. Yeah.
Yep. Mithril sword, plumed hat, leather armor. Oh wow, I need to upgrade my gear. I may go on a shopping spree with Sabin. Don't let me forget to do that.
The computer you're using right now, was that pre-built, or did you build that?
It was so yes and no. I bought it from the iBuyPower website, which they assemble everything for you and ship it to you.
Oh, okay, but you buy everything piecemeal.
But I picked the components.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Wind the clock. What was that rhyme that the kids upstairs said? Wind the clock, or something stupid like that's not even a rhyme.
I don't remember. What was that?
It was like a
What Kids
nursery
You Know,
rhyme.
or-
It's supposed to tell you. It's supposed to give you a hint to wind the clock, but yeah,
Oh.
it's just stupid. Is all I'm saying. I love having magic again.
Oh yeah. She's probably. I mean, Locke being my first favorite character, I think Celeste is my second. Like,
Celeste is cool.
although everyone frickin' like, except for like I don't know, Marrow. Like, I love everyone in this game.
This
Strider,
game had
Realm
like
are
the
awesome.
best cast.
Shadow was just a cool, mysterious character.
Well,
you
that was the
know.
great thing about Shadow too, is that you learn so much about him just like from completely like staying at
But
the ends. Yeah.
You could also not like, but the one time you see it, then it's like, huh, is there something more to this?
Right.
And then the whole, what is it, the memento ring, that whole, like, they tell so much story without putting you on a path of story. Like,
Right.
very incidental things you pick up here and there.
Yeah.
It's almost like a built-in Ultimania, but it's in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
It's actually fucking in the
FF15
game.
could learn from this.
Right? And then you finally figure
Wow,
it
they're
all
giving me
out.
some cool stuff
it's-
down here.
Yeah, it is. This is actually nice because I was just saying how I need to do some shopping. And it's actually pretty relevant stuff too. He's Realm's father, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of a huge development that never gets fully explored except for the viewer. Like we know that,
Yeah.
but Realm and Shadow never have like a
Yeah,
moment.
we'll never
where-
know that.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I mean, Shadow
it's a
obviously
tragedy
knows.
if Shadow were to die.
Yeah.
That Realm will never get to like know her father even in that limited capacity that they could if he lives in this game.
Right.
And
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say
bigger
because he ends up
tragedy
dying
is
at Kefka's tower, anyways. But
yeah, and it's like we
or
know.
at least it's implied.
Yeah, that he stays behind and it collapses. And it's kind of like we know that that's he died and that's going on, but it's like she doesn't even know that her dad died. It's
Yeah.
like that's even worse somehow.
And I mean, I think from Shadow's perspective, Strago is basically her father figure, and
Oh, yeah.
and he leaves her with Interceptor, so he knows she's taken care of. And that kind of made the scene all the more poignant
That's
because
sad.
yeah, it's not like he had a moment where he like takes his mask off and he's like, Realm, remember your daddy.
and I'm glad.
Yeah,
We're-
that would have cheapened it with melodrama.
your
Yeah.
pops. Might have changed my mind.
He immediately
What a
starts
noble
drinking. Yeah.
sacrifice.
Takes off his ninja gear and he's just got a wife beater under there. Bunch of cigarette burns. Shadow's just a white trash deadbeat dad. Like, oh man, really?
Yeah, the ninja get up really put it back on, dude.
Yeah,
He was-
man, really kind of ruined the
Really
mystique
made it.
here. The white cape is like one of
Is
the
that
best
just poison?
accessories in the game. No,
What is
it's, So white cape does. Sorry, let's look. Prevents imp and silence, but then
silence.
also check out like the magic defense, the defense, and the magic block.
yeah.
It's useful to the end of the game.
Magic block. Oh, magic block is literally shielding.
Yeah, shielding magic.
Okay, that was a thing that was like a random stat they had in this game that they don't have in many of the other games. Don't
Yeah, where
they?
you can
There's
actually
evade
evade
there.
magic. Yeah,
Yeah, because you can't evade magic in most of the games.
not at all.
And in this one, you can just shield it,
Yep.
basically, and take 0 damage. I like that.
It's pretty cool. And I think there's another like obscure item like the Thunder Shield that has like really high magic evade.
The Thunder Shield is great, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just the stats of it that make it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
What a great game. Like what a really
far as-
great, wonderful game.
It is. Just with all the frustrations tonight, I think suggesting like, why don't we just play like an old Call of Duty game, shoot some Nazis in the face or something? But it's like this is
way more
good.
relaxing.
This is good to let off some steam. It's just relaxing.
So speaking of which, I know we've been saying this for 3 weeks now.
Rachel, yeah,
that's right, where he talks a little bit about Rachel. I know we've been saying this a lot, but we next week we really will, barring any huge technical difficulties, get back into Mario RPG, because now that I have this thing for the PC where I can run old consoles, I want to finally do Ocarina of Time on the N64.
Oh, that's right, and you have that N64.
Yes.
Don't you? And those games that you just what, a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm. No, not even a year ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
you kind of just got a windfall of
Did
games.
I ever tell this story on Play the Hits?
I'm not sure if you did. You told me.
If I didn't, I'm going to retell it because it's a great story.
It again.
So we're out getting breakfast just at a diner here in Bloomington, and I'm wearing an N64 shirt, just a T-shirt. And this lady comes up and she's like, "Oh, your son's so cute." And we get that a lot with Connor. I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." Connor, say your name. I'm Connor, and he's just like sweet talking, and she goes, "Oh, that's so sweet." Say your shirt. That's a Nintendo shirt, right? I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, my grandkids used to come over all the time, and I bought a Nintendo 64, and they're grown up now, so it just sits there, and we don't really use it. Do you want it to play with Connor?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
And you had to keep it under wraps a little bit.
What I think I said was like, "Wow, that's so sweet. Yeah, we'd love it. How can we thank you?" And she goes, "Oh, you don't need to give me anything. Donate to a charity or something." And so we do that anyways. But when she sent it, it was the N64 plus like a library of like 7 or 8 games, not all of which are like super cheap. Like Kirby and the Crystal Shards was in there. 007.
Rare. Yeah. Or is it Kirby's Air Ride I'm thinking of?
I'm not sure, but yeah, either way. 007 was in there.
Solid.
What was another? Oh, Mario Party 2.
Nice.
And then like some other ones that I have less interest in. Like there's like a Mickey racing game, which Connor too actually loves.
Yeah.
And then Clay Fighter 63 and a third.
Oh, nice.
Another really good one, Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, dude. That requires... Oh, did it come with the RAM expansion?
Yes.
Wow.
I think she bought it when they were just like giving them away with the system.
With Donkey Kong? Oh, okay, yeah.
Like later in the system, because it's like a lime green one, which I think was a later edition.
Okay, where it was just included, yeah.
But anyways, after that, I went out and just bought Mario 64 and Ocarina, because you can't have an N64 and not have those games.
And not have those two games, exactly, yeah.
But long term, I also want to pick back up Star Fox, Majora's Mask. That's a little rarer, that'd probably be a full price purchase. But Star Fox, Majora's Mask, let me think.
If you could
Pilot Wings would be great.
Oh my god, and the music in that game?
That would be a fun one to do on this channel, just to chill the fuck out,
It's an all-at-once chill game, an extremely frustrating game sometimes.
It can be, yeah. The jetpack missions.
The landing and the helicopter landing always was just like walking a tightrope. Like, oh shit, I did this whole mission, I did everything, don't fuck it up at the end.
But I'm thinking also like Banjo-Kazooie, Mischief Makers. That's got to be
Mischief Makers.
rare.
If you could swing it, that is rare. I can't even find, like, you can see it on eBay sometimes, and for like $80.
Yeah. And then that's
gonna be a hard one.
This is an obscure one. I'm not sure how rare it is, but I really liked it. Did you ever play Bomberman Adventure?
No, I didn't.
That was a good one. It was nothing like what you're picturing when you think of Bomberman. It was like a platformer starring Bomberman. Yeah.
Just a solid platformer that had nothing to do with Bomberman as you know it.
And
there was
I
a
may be
Pac-Man
remembering
adventure
it.
game that was like that too, for like the PS2 or something, or GameCube maybe.
And in all likelihood, I'm probably remembering it as being way more fun than it actually was, but we'll see.
There were some solid N64 games that were like not, critically acclaimed. Like I think there was like a Star Wars game, not oh, that's another one.
Oh, Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire. That's a,
Yep.
I mean, it's a tough one, but it's a good game.
That was
Really
like
good game.
almost unfairly tough.
Yeah, that's true. But it had some. The music was solid. It had like a really cool original story.
Yeah.
What else?
So there's
Yeah,
there's a lot of other.
there's
let
a
me
lot.
think. N64.
There's this Hot Wheels game. It's a racer for the N64, and you like do tricks and stuff, like
Yeah.
going off of ramps. It's actually a lot of fun. It's
I
my
believe
cousins
that.
had it. It was like surprisingly fun. I think I'd still play it today. Oh, F-Zero X.
Oh, F-Zero X. Jet Force Gemini was one that I always wanted to play, but I just kind of missed.
I never did. I never played Blast Corps either, and I heard some people had fun with that game.
Blast
but,
Corps. What was that?
that was like one of the first 10 games that came out.
Really?
And
I don't remember that one at all.
I think you're like it's like your populist style, your god, but it's like a construction site kind of thing or something like that. I don't know.
Really?
I might be totally butchering what the game's actually about, but apparently people had fun blowing shit up.
Huh. I mean, it sounds fun.
The last and best of the scenarios.
Yes. And this will probably take us into next episode, in all likelihood. All right.
Oh,
you.
and this yeah, Shadow could I think there's like some kind of formula, because he can take you all the way to the waterfall, but he might also like peace out
Yeah, like in one
like,
battle.
as quickly as like the Phantom Forest or something.
Yep. So I'm going to save once I get him, and if that happens, we'll just reload.
Okay, yeah. I want to keep him as
Yeah.
long as possible.
I think I'm good on these items here. I think Shadow comes with fairly good equipment. Let's buy a few shurikens.
Yeah.
Not that
And if not,
many.
you can always this guy will always come back every time you come in here.
Yeah. Alright, Shadow, what do you got? You on a journey? Got separated from my friends. Can you tell me how to get to Narsh? Margaret?
Margaret.
What?
What? The
What?
You're gonna have to change. Is this? I feel like this is some weird glitch or something.
Did I actually name him Margaret?
That seems like
Or was that just like the stand-in text? I think it was. Because I accidentally didn't look at him in Narsh. Or in South Figaro.
if that's the case, though. I think that's a glitch. With
I think so, because
the read or not README file, but the INI, whatever they
Yeah,
use.
so I think what's happening is that Shadow was occupying the same party slot as Margaret in the
beginning of the game.
when you get all the Moogles. That was kind of hilarious, though.
Margaret.
Margaret.
Just gonna call him Margaret now.
Margaret,
I
the
know.
motherfucking... the mystery
Margaret's
of
trying to
Shadow's
reinvent
identity.
himself, guys.
Right. The mystery of Shadow's identity has been revealed. Oh, yeah, and then
He
this
was Margaret.
horrible, like, backstory from Gaw that is kind of optional,
yeah.
too, where his father's
This
just
one-
a insane person who, like, tried to kill his own
Yeah,
baby.
who just like fucking threw him on the belt.
Yeah, like, stick
And this is the thing is what's interesting is as a kid, I thought I was picking up on everything. I never picked up on the connection there with Gaw
Well, in
when I
fact,
was little.
I missed like the whole Gaw scene in the World of Ruin, where he
Oh,
like,
when you go back
and
and
you can
he
dress him
dress
up.
up.
Yeah, right.
dresses up as like a proper gentleman or something.
and his father still won't receive him, but he's just like,
Yeah.
whatever. I got
That
my
sucks.
friends.
Yeah, he was pretty
That poor little dude.
took it on the chin pretty well.
Yeah,
The belt made him strong.
the belt made him very strong. Yeah. All right, so guess we're off to the Imperial camp here. We're gonna do a save. And like I said, if Shadow runs off, I'll just soft reset and
Yeah. I feel like it's a pretty low chance unless you like I think there's always like a tiny chance but I think if you get a lot of money, there's a bigger chance.
huh, interesting.
It's something like that.
So, fun fact about that sprite that I just killed. What do you see when you look at it?
I see some weird half bird person.
Okay, you're seeing the bird. As a kid, I never saw the bird. I saw, like, and I can't even point it out to you because you can't see my finger. But, like, right in the middle, I saw, like, a goofy smiling face.
I see the goofy smiley face too, but oh, wait a second. Hold on. Because I see a bird face. With
I
a
don't
beak
see.
right there,
So
but-
I see the bird face now, but I didn't when I was a kid. Like, I never saw the beak. I just saw, like, I always thought he was, like, looking off to the left with this big, goofy grin on his face.
Now
I
I'm
never
gonna have
saw
to
it
take
as
a
a
look.
bird.
Is the grin like his neck folds or something?
Yes.
Let's see.
And, like, I can't see it anymore. Like, I'm trying to see it.
Yeah,
But, like, I can't see it the old way now that I know the correct way to see it.
I'm trying to think. There's definitely some sprite. I think there were some sprites in FF4 I did that with,
Where the-
where
yeah, that
I
you
wouldn't
just
see the
interpreted them
tinier
wrong.
details.
Right.
And as a kid, yeah, I interpreted them like totally wrong. And usually I can remember, so I'll if there are any in this game, I'll point them out.
Right. Now, another fun
This is
fact
kinda
about this,
fun.
I don't think Shadow can run away from you in the camp. I think there's, like, certain parts where, like, if he's with you, he's with you. Like, I think this in the train, he can't run away.
Oh, I think you're right.
I could be wrong, or at least I've never had him run away in here or on the train.
Yeah. I know, like, if you use like cheat codes as far as like getting infinite money or something, the first battle you have with Shadow, like he'll split right then and there.
Oh, that's
so
hilarious.
there's definitely like if you make too much money, it's an automatic. He'll go.
So I gotta work for free, bitches.
Yeah, and he takes some of the money too. He
Yeah.
leaves in the middle of a battle. Well, I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah.
Yep. Well, this is another cool part of the game, too, because you kind of start to see how fucking horrible Kefka is.
Yeah.
Just some of the shit that he does is just nightmarish. Poisoning an entire... Which doesn't really make sense. You know?
No, it doesn't
There's
make
no
sense.
science to it, but he manages to
Because
poison
he's not
the
trying
castle.
to get to anyone specifically. He's you know, there's like conquering parts of the world, and then there's this where it's just like a slaughter of, you
Yeah.
know, pretty much the. I know there's no town, but I think there's assumed that there's some kind of town or the townspeople.
Yeah, like off camera sort of
Yeah.
thing.
There's no sense of it, and I'm trying because Gestal, whatever his name is. I know it's
pronounce
kind
it
of part of.
Gestal, yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's I know it's part of his trickery later in the game when he's saying, "Hey, that was totally not sanctioned," and Kefka did that on his own accord. But I kind of believe that, and he just decided, "Oh, whatever, we can make this work."
Yeah, just
But
kind of like
I
some
think-
Dick Cheney sort of shit.
Yeah,
Where it's like, I'm not
but
gonna
I-
tell you not to waterboard people, but if you do it, whatever.
Exactly. Where it's like, I think Kefka kind of ran with this, and Gestal's like, "Oh, okay." But I think this was Kefka's own thing. Like,
Yeah.
what military kind of strategy would this be of like killing everyone? You know, where you can't even use their resources. There's no one there to like kind of tell you how to run shit. You know,
Right.
with the country.
Oh yeah, it's called Bushido in this one. Very cool.
as it should be. Yeah.
So instead of sword tech,
Bushido. Every time I see that, I think of not Samurai Showdown. Bushido Blade.
oh yeah, oh dude,
How-
there would be
how-
a fun game to play too.
This
I've
is the
got it.
way
I've got it
Of
right
the
fucking
Bushido.
here.
Oh, that game is so good, dude.
Yeah. So
Oh,
fun
that's so
fact
good.
about Cyan, while we're on the Bushido topic, like I know he's supposed to be like a very Asian, Eastern-looking knight,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got this kind of samurai mustache going on in his picture. As a kid,
Yeah.
I never saw that on his sprite. I just kind of pictured him with this dumb mouth, like,
It's like the mouth that's super close to his eyes
Yeah,
or something.
kinda make him
He's
look like
just
this.
"Grr."
like he's always kind of pissed off about everything.
He's
that's going
always a little bit. He has just a scornful look.
on. Yeah, that's exactly what I pictured. All right, you.
They made do with the little, and that's the thing is like these sprites are definitely a lot more advanced, but at the same time, what they did with that is that they just wanted to add a lot more detail.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they still got a little. There's a lot going on there still, and even the little one orange sprite that's supposed to be like his hairband is like, okay, that's
Right.
enough that tells he's wearing a hairband.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun fact: I've died to that guy before.
Oh yeah.
Like I just wasn't quick enough, and he got me with like his last axe chop or whatever. They killed one of our guys. Everybody retreat. Well, my morale's
Decided to do
lost.
that.
Oh yeah, now for some reason the sprite switches to Shadow. They just reorganized my party a little bit.
Yeah.
I leave it because
Okay.
Shadow's cool.
Shadow's a ninja. Your Shadow, check it, go stick that shit.
Yeah, ouch. Who goes there? No, a sentry.
There's no emotion on Shadow.
Right. Meow. Can you picture Shadow back there?
No,
Meow.
that is one thing. Is Shadow sprite. I know it's supposed to be like just a slit for his eyes, but I always imagine him wearing some weird ass scuba goggles.
Yeah, I can
when he's
picture
looking
that
right
too.
at you. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's his headband actually. Yeah, that's what it is. But I was just like, it's not a
These
headband.
guys don't
it's
actually
just
see you, do they? Yeah, no. They have no like field of vision. The only way they'll get you is if you talk to them.
talk to them. Yeah,
Right. Like right now, just get out of the
Hello.
fucking way.
it's interesting because I mean, literally like Metal Gear on the MGX could handle stealthing, but
Right?
like yeah, whatever. We don't have to add that.
This guy's
to our
just
game.
watching a ninja fucking skulk through their camp. It's probably nothing.
Just seriously, a ninja
see
dressed
nothing.
all in black, harbinger of death, and it's like
Carrying
this is,
knives and shurikens.
this is fine. That was actually some of my favorite parts of FF15 were the stealth base kind of things.
They weren't bad.
warping around. They were
comparatively. Yeah.
they were kind of fun.
Yeah. It added some interesting variations.
Now
to the gameplay.
most of the time it would kind of devolve to either they would catch you or at the end you would just have to fight a whole
Yeah.
bunch of Magitechs and stuff anyway, and that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
I loved fighting the Empire. Those were the best fights for me. Is it had the best music.
Right.
The Imperial boss song was the coolest song.
Yeah, I can
And
picture. Yeah, I can see that.
fighting those fucking Magitechs where they would kind of just like kneel down and blow up at the
Yeah.
end always made me feel like a badass. So definitely one of the cooler parts of 15.
Yeah, you're right. That those were a lot of fun. I liked storming the bases. Now that Leo's gone, I'll turn this water into a flowing river of poison. Why am I saying this out fucking loud? Kefka literally just stands there like monologuing like whatever his thoughts in his head. And then after that, I'm gonna go and punch my third grade teacher right in his fat dick. Don't be pompous.
Now, Leo. Good man, Leo. Why are you working for the Empire, man?
Yeah, they never explain
Too
why
good for
does
them.
like he's not stupid. Like he can see the
No.
Emperor's full of shit, right? I guess apparently not, but
Yeah, I wonder what lines they kind of fed. You know, you don't get a whole lot of that backstory.
right. And it's not like Gestalt was a good person who like turned evil with the promise of power, because we see him like massacre the village of the Espers like 20
And
years
that's the
before
thing.
the
And
game
Leo
even
knows
starts.
about the Magitech facility,
Yeah.
and that's like the whole crux of their plan. Is they're literally they're pillaging a whole civilization's world,
Right.
you know, to power their technology. Like, and anyone with as much knowledge or who's high enough in the hierarchy as Leo would know that that's what's happening. So,
Yeah, there's no way you could be a general and not have any idea what the military is doing.
maybe he's had a change of heart, and maybe young Leo craved power and was willing to overlook that.
And he just kind of mellowed out with age.
Yeah, and maybe now he's I don't know if you ever watched Avatar. He's like a General Iroh type, where he's just like, you know what, this is more and more I'm seeing this isn't the right thing.
Right.
I feel like Leo would have probably left the Empire at some point. Seems like that kind of guy.
Yeah, I can see that. Ouch! Kefka! Wait! He's
Had
just laughing.
some
Wait,
weird
he said,
thing.
Do I look like
I
a
look
waiter?
like a waiter. I fucking love that line. Come on.
Yeah, what does it mean? Like, waiter as in restaurant waiter, or just like I'm impatient?
This is like, I'm not a waiter. Yeah, I think it's a double entendre type thing. I have no idea what he actually said in Japanese, because obviously that's only works in English kind of thing.
Yeah. What are you? Nice, get him, Interceptor. Oh, maybe not. I love having Shadow in the party just for Interceptor.
Oh yeah, it's a great perk.
Okay,
I
by
think
making
Shadow's
me Berserk,
defense
I'm
is-
just gonna kill you more. Yeah, Shadow's defense is actually kind of middle of the road, but
Yeah,
Interceptor,
it's not
just
great,
gives him-
but Interceptor makes up for it.
yeah, it's just got crazy evasion. It's only better too when you give him 2 knives.
Yeah.
Alarms ringing. Well, shit.
Maybe summon it. Just soldiers.
Im soldiers.
Not some crazy Naga
Oh,
or
shit.
some crazy Final Fantasy IV shit.
Yeah. Dude, those alarms in FF4 could really wreck your day.
They're terrifying. Also, they have a big freaking eye coming out of them. Like, I
Oh,
think this
yeah.
game's more steampunk inspired,
Right.
but that game was more Nightmare Fuel inspired
FF4
with some of their
was a
enemy
little
designs.
Bit, yeah, it was a little bit all over the place.
Yeah. I definitely like a lot of the designs in FF4. They were just like fantasy and creepy at the same time, which there's a lot of that in this game, but it's a little more grounded in reality, for the most part.
That thing had a shitload of HP. Dude, a Green Beret, though.
Green
Nice.
Beret, yeah, that's immediately.
It's going
very
right
good.
on Sabin.
There we go. So, any shows you're watching recently?
Not a show, but I started watching the new Netflix. Hold on a sec. Counterattack. That goes to Cyan.
Nice.
Yeah, what the?
Yeah.
We'll get Shadow back soon. I started watching the new Netflix movie about Ted Bundy, and I haven't watched it all the way through yet. I kind of started at the gym, and it's actually really well done. Like, I don't know if you're into like kind of thriller. Well, it's not even really a thriller. At least as far for the first half of the movie, there's like no violence. It's all about just establishing the character of Ted Bundy and like how charming he is and how he's basically.
I was about to say,
tricked.
is this the movie that people were complaining that he was too charming?
Yeah,
or something
too
like
charming
that?
because it's Zac Efron and
Oh,
and he
it's
does
like, guys,
it's a huge departure.
That's
for
the
him.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is that was his? That's how he got people.
Right, that's
is
how he
was being
eluded
charming. He
the
was-
law
he
for
was
so long.
charming.
Yeah, he was.
And
very
that is
charming.
also like when it comes to these people who are either narcissistic personalities or psychopathic, is they use what they have.
Yeah,
You know,
and that's exactly what he did.
He had it, and he had it. You know.
And I think that's kind of the point of this movie. I don't think it. I mean, there's probably gonna. My guess is that right at the end there's gonna be a scene of violence, that kind of validates. Oh yeah, he really did do it. But it seems like the goal of the movie is like right up until that point. Like even if you know the story, like it's kind of meant to put you in the shoes of like one of the jurors. Like wow. Like, he's making so much sense, and he's being such a nice guy. Like, I can't picture him killing anybody. And then he fucking really did kill a lot of people. So yeah, it's an interesting movie. I don't know if you're into those kind of flicks. But
I am.
I like
might check
crime
that out.
novels and crime series a lot. Like I get into it.
I'm one like crime podcast away from just totally being just being all about that, and that's why I never allow myself to like really watch those shows on like Lifetime or whatever.
Well, see,
listen
there's
to
a
the crime
difference for me.
podcast.
Like I like the investigative side of it. I'm not. There's like a couple like what you described, like the Lifetime shows that like are just murder porn. It's like, little did she know that this was her last night on Earth. And like, there's
Not
like
so-
like a slow motion video of this like really bad actress
God.
being strangled or something. You know that's
Yeah, not so much that. I'm not
But
for
I
that.
do like
but,
the ones where they go out of their way to like do like a step-by-step analysis of the crime scene and like break down what happened. Like I find that
the
really
investigation and the mystery of it,
Yeah.
and maybe the twists that they put in there.
Yeah, because
are
real
very
life
interesting
is
to
so
me.
much more bizarre than anything.
It can be, yeah. But also, I think it's just the human psychology of it.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the other
that kind of gets me
fascinating
too. It's just like interesting that
Like when they
people,
finally catch the
whether-
guy and he's just like he's like an elder at his church or something. Like what actually makes
my
him
God.
snap like that?
That's
yeah.
like sometimes it is people who seem beyond human or
Yeah.
subhuman, and other times it's people who seem totally normal and
Yep.
they've expressed regret, but they're driven to do these terrible things. And it's like, wow, just the breadth of the human behavior is very interesting.
There was one that I saw that was particularly interesting, and I can't remember the guy's name, and it's going to drive me nuts. But like, he's still alive, and he does like prison education and literacy classes for other inmates. He reads audiobooks professionally, and like, he's just this really soft-spoken, like, insanely normal looking dude. He's a little bit pudgy. He's got kind of a cop mustache. But you like listen to him talk, and he's like, it's like I'm talking to you right now. But then all of a sudden he'll just say something like, "Yeah, I should never be let out of here. I absolutely have explosive anger and would kill again." And it's like, holy shit. And
So someone who seems like they have insight, but when
yeah,
they,
he's
when they
completely
explode,
aware of it.
they can't help it, kind of thing. Or
Yeah,
something.
and like his thing is like, I wish I could say that I would never kill again. Like, I don't want to kill again, but I know that I'm just like one argument away from, ripping someone's head off and fucking their skull. And
That's
like,
the impulsivity.
yeah. And like a large part of it was like his relationship with his mother. She was like verbally abusive and stuff. And that's actually who he killed. And I think like one or two other women. Like he had problems with women because of his mother. And not that that's an excuse to butcher people, but you get where I'm going. Like that was his whole
Or it's
thing.
just like whether you have the insight or not. If that's what you're doing,
Yeah.
you got to go with what's most fair to
Right.
people.
And-
It's like,
and his
yeah,
whole
gotta
statement
keep you
was-
locked up, dude.
Yeah, and like he'll psychoanalyze himself. He's like, I just never learned proper outlets to deal with my anger, and as a result, like even little arguments can become extremely volatile with me. And it's like, holy shit, this guy could be like a brilliant, therapist or something if he weren't a maniacal serial killer.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. But yeah,
But some
those
people
ones
also-
are fascinating to me because of
Some
just,
people
like,
also get off on that, like psychoanalyzing themselves, and it's
Yeah.
like they're almost kind of proud of it. So it's hard to parse apart sometimes.
Yeah.
Because some people are truly regretful, and it's like, oh my god, and they have this insight
Right.
where it's just like it seems like I'm just so impulsive and I'm working on this, but it's hard. And then some people will kind of act the part and say that stuff, but they love feeling like there's something wrong with them.
Yeah,
or maybe
well,
they
and
have,
his
kind of
big
borderline
statement-
personality.
Yeah, his big statement was like he absolutely regrets like what he called like his innocent victims, but does not regret butchering his mom. So,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that seems like it's truthful. If I'm
Yeah.
just guessing, I haven't even seen this, but
yeah, I can't think of the guy's name. It's gonna drive me nuts. But yeah, shit, it'll come to me like 10 minutes after we're done talking.
I love that Sabin is, he still kind of has that almost like that regal mannerism about him, but he's
Yeah.
rough around the edges.
Yeah, you're starting to break up just a hair,
Oops.
which I don't think we can pin it on your heater tonight. I think just sometimes like either the computer processing or the internet just kind of cuts you off a little.
Speaking of which, I'm still using the snowball.
Oh, you never got the Yeti back?
I didn't because I suck.
You do suck.
I do. I need to. I gotta see if I can still figure that out.
Come on,
With,
Max. Are you a Mexican or a Mexicant? We cannot stop now.
What is that? There's another show on Netflix. It's like The Others or something like that. It starts off as like a murder mystery, but then it goes into like the whole upper echelon of the small towns, like was it, like
making
it's like
a murderer.
Or not making a murderer. It's
That one wasn't very
something
interesting
like
to
The
me because the
Others
guy
or
was just
something.
very clearly a creep who did it.
is clearly what?
He's just very clearly a creep who did it, and got like
making a murderer.
and like there was just enough shadow of a doubt to make like this documentary crew follow him around for a year, but then like once they started actually revealing the evidence they had in the trials, like oh shit, he definitely did it.
Oh, gotcha.
So basically, like, they withheld evidence until the actual trial because they didn't want to tip their hands or give him an opportunity to come up with an alibi with his family or things like that. So they wouldn't really speak to the
gotcha.
documentary crew.
Didn't-
And he painted this like big, compelling picture of like, oh, I'm an innocent victim, and
That's
you
right,
know,
because the
they
actual
hate-
trial happened
Right.
just a little bit after
Yeah.
the documentary.
They
came out.
hate me because I'm poor and I've had a lot of DUIs and I'm not like part of polite society and my house is a big eyesore and
I remember coworkers talking about that when it came out. They're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they didn't do this," or that this happened, and,
Yeah,
and
then
they
it
were
comes
really
to
much on the
trial.
side that he didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
I think
Yeah,
that's where
forgot
most
that
people
is-
who watch the documentary would wind up. It's like, oh man, this guy is just a victim of like elite society and the fact that government is run by the powerful, and poor guy. Like, no, he fucking did that
Yeah,
shit.
that totally makes sense that the prosecution wouldn't want to. Yeah, let's
Like,
talk
tip
to this
their hat.
documentary.
Yeah, right.
Why? Why wouldn't they?
Oh god.
That's funny.
It actually was, I mean, horrible, but really
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Like, it wasn't even close. There wasn't even a shadow of a doubt. He fucking killed people.
I've been watching a lot of anime.
So not murder porn, but anime porn.
Yeah,
Or wait, just regular
basically.
anime.
Just very, yeah. No anime
Oh,
porn.
dude, that was. I know we've
What's
only
up?
got like 3 minutes left of this episode, but maybe we can carry the conversation over into the next one.
What's up?
I took your recommendation and I watched High Score Girl. You
Oh,
motherfucker.
nice.
You did not let me know. Like, you made it sound like
So
this
good.
cool gaming series. You did not let me know there was going to be feelings. Like, I was not
There's
fucking-
feelings.
There's so many goddamn feelings in
And
that.
guess what? The feelings are yours.
Yes, because I was that fucking kid.
Yo.
Socially
I think-
awkward, like
I think
completely
he's
unaware
like
of how
6,
people
7,
around
8 years
me felt.
older than us, but
Yeah.
it's yeah.
And just, like,
he gets he
Completely
expresses
finds
himself
refuge in games.
through
Yeah.
gaming. Exactly.
And,
yeah.
and it's not like, it doesn't make him like unapproachable or like removed from society. That's just his
No.
passion, and he
That's
loves
his passion,
it. Yeah.
and it is also how he's most comfortable talking to people.
Right, and he still has friends, and he's able to maintain relationships. But
yeah,
they're
he's not like
Yeah.
completely awkward, but
Right.
it's
But he is
realistic, I
oblivious.
think in that sense.
Yeah.
He's young, and he is kind of oblivious.
yeah. We need to
So-
talk more about this next time on Play the Hits because I have so much more to say.
All right.
All right, so we're halfway through Saban's episode, and we will see you next time.
See you then.